Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Kevin McCrudden, President of Motivate America and America's CMO, Chief Motivation Officer, with this week's Motivation Monday. So there's a lot of information in the news about the racial divide in America, and we've had many issues over the past couple of weeks in Baltimore and certainly going all the way back to Ferguson, Missouri. We've had a lot of racial issues, and just here in New York last night or yesterday, a young black man shot a police officer as he sat in his parole car. Character. What is it? Character is what Martin Luther King Jr. talked about. He dreamt of a time when people were judged not by the color of their skin, but of the content of their character. So if we think about this young man that shot a police officer while he sat in the car, regardless of whether he was African American or black or not, the content of his character is lacking. Anyone that, regardless of what race or color, if someone shoots a police officer while they sit in the car, they lack a content of character. In America, it's not about the color of your skin or your religion. We were based on the freedoms of those things. Take, for instance, the young man in Boston for the Boston bombing. No, he's not an African American, he's not black, but he's prosecuted to the full extent of the law because he did something wrong. He did something terribly wrong against America and American citizens. We need to focus on a time and a place where we're all judged by the content of our character and not the color of our skin. And that was the objective. That's what Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about. So when we have this racial divide in America and we have all these challenges, I ask us all to focus on what it is to be an American. Being an American is part of the great melting pot. We have people of a lot of colors. And for those from the African American and black community, there's a lot of people with a lot of different colors from around the world that are not having the types of challenges that the black community are having. If we take a look at people from the Far East, from Japan and China and Korea, they're of color, but they're not having issues. If we look at people from the Middle East and from places that are further south, even in Africa, that come to America, they are not having the same challenges that the black community and the African American community are having in America. There are changes that need to occur, and unfortunately, as a white man bringing this to the forefront or having this conversation, I can be accused of a lot of things, but anyone that knows me knows the last thing that they can call me is a racist. So for me, it becomes this Motivation Monday is about we need to open the door, we need to open communication about how do we change society, how do we change the way things are going. And it really comes down to accountability, it comes down to faith, it comes down to our belief system. If you believe that you're a victim and you continue to lash out at the police, at society, then you know what? The outcome is evident. The outcome is we have jails full of young black men that feel like lashing out at society and lashing out at the police is the answer. That evidently is not the answer. When you conform with society, when you work with society, America provides more opportunity than anywhere else in the world if you're willing to work hard and become well-educated. You don't even have to become well-educated. If you work hard, you can get ahead in America. That's the American dream. That's why I am president of Motivate America and the creator of I Am America Apparel. That's why I created the American Motivation Awards. I'm the son of two immigrants. They came to this country because they believed that it was the greatest country in the world. It is the greatest country in the world if you take advantage of the things that it has to offer. John F. Kennedy has one of the greatest sayings ever. He said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country." It's time for us to embrace what those two great leaders were saying to us, and here we are 60 years later and we still didn't get it. Martin Luther King said, "Be judged by the content of your character and not the color of your skin." It means quit acting like idiots. Don't go running through the community and burning the community and looting the community and somehow saying that you're right. You're not right. You've broken the law and you've broken the value of your community by burning things and robbing and looting. That's not character. You have no character when you do that. You are going against society when you do that. And ask not what your country can do for you. What can you do for your country? It's time for us to build rather than destroy. It's time for us to do more for our country rather than do less. It's time for us to get away from entitlement. It's time for us to work and be self-accountable, to be accountable to yourself, to be accountable to society, to talk about the things that we want in the society and work towards them as opposed to what the government and what society should do for us. Once again, this is Kevin McCrudden from Motivate America with today's Motivation Monday. Many of you may be watching this and I'm preaching to the choir. Here's my challenge. Share it with everyone you know. Share it with people that may not believe what I'm saying, may not understand what I'm saying. Share it with people that may actually challenge what I'm saying, because the reality is you can't challenge it. America is built on some fundamental foundational things. And part of that is about faith and about character and about doing the right things. When you do the wrong thing, you will get caught. Hence the police officers in Baltimore. They are going to be held accountable for those that did the wrong thing. They will be held accountable. And that doesn't happen by shooting people in the street, shooting officers in their car, burning places. It happens in the court. America is a land of laws and rules. We don't go out and shoot people in the middle of the street. We don't hang people. We don't stone people. We have police officers that are going to be held accountable for what they did wrong. Just like looters and robbers and stealers and liars will get caught eventually and they'll be held accountable. Just like this young man in New York that shot an officer sitting in his front seat. We're all accountable to try to become the very best that we can be. It's what my book, Who Are You?, is all about. It's about self-fulfillment. It's about self-actualization. It's about becoming the very best human being that you can be. And if you wake up one day and you're thinking about what damage you can do to others, then you're no longer a part of the solution. You're part of the problem. Stop being a part of the problem. There are plenty of people in this country that have come here as immigrants that are people of color, whether they came from Afghanistan, or whether they've come from Turkey, or whether they've come from India, the Far East, Africa. There's people that come from all around the world, and they come here because they believe it's the greatest place in the world, and they make a life for themselves and their families. It's time for all of us to do it, to focus on what America can do and can be for all of us, and not what it's not. Once again, thanks so very much for joining me today. Today's Motivation Monday, and I'm Kevin McCrudden, President of Motivate America and America's CMO, Chief Motivation Officer. I look forward to hearing back from all of you. God bless and have a great week.